Oh, hello. Lady Nadine here. And once again, you caught me enjoying my little mid-morning treat. Now, I've got some exciting news to tell you today, but let's get to the important things first. What am I eating and drinking? Well, today I thought, I've been telling you each week on how well things go together, and today I thought, it being as cold as it is, I always go for my favourite things. So for me, it's got to be chocolate. It's my one real weakness. So I've got a delicious chocolate cake covered in chocolate ganache. Absolutely lovely. And I think, just to add it off, a little white chocolate shavings dusted on the top. Perfect. Now, what tea have I chosen? Well, there are many I could have chosen, but just to prove the point, today I've taken an equally lovely tea. It's a black tea. It's called Viscount. Now, as well as the actual tea leaves themselves, you've got lemon, fennel, roses, cornflowers, and anise. A lovely collection, and I have to say, a favourite tea of mine. But oh dear, if I'm going to put these two together, they're going to be, in my mouth, the equivalent of a cat's chorus screeching at each other. So, one of them will have to go, and today I'm keeping the chocolate, only because it's cold, of course. But to the important things. One of our new experiences. Now, I told you last week all about our tea pairing and experimenting with new teas. The other one is all about mindfulness. Now, yes, it's something we Victorians are very familiar with. It goes right back to ancient times. The word itself comes from the Tudor period. But what's it all about? Well, all of us today are stressed. Pressures of time, this is the worst of it all. And of course, family matters, work matters, all these sort of things which cause us all a lot of ill health. Repeatedly, we are being told we need to do things to attack that stress. But I always hear about having to have funny clothes, going to a special place, and an awful lot of hard work, not the sort of thing a genteel lady would want to do. But I've come upon a much better way to be able to deal with all that stress, and if you're dieting, it can help you with your dieting. And it's all about food and drink. Oh yes, you can eat yourself healthy. And it's not going to be carrot sticks and celery sticks. Not that I've anything against those, but it's going to be some very delicious food too. It's going to be held in a new room that we're creating. And this room is all going to be very luxurious and very restful, and in a lovely scented garden. So the whole experience is one to relax and to get in touch with yourself and to get mind, body and soul all back in harmony. There's going to be a little talk from me and a little help from Miss Hilary. So that means laughter. And of course, we all know laughter is the best tonic. And then a sumptuous afternoon tea all about dining. A few little tips on how to savour and get the most out of what you're eating and drinking, and how to use food and drink, especially tea, as a way of calming yourself, dealing with that stress, getting yourself in a much happier frame of mind. Now, there'll be lots of information up on my website, and of course, you all know it's Aunt Martha, so get in contact there. Wonderful idea, we've got vouchers for both experiences, so if you know someone that would benefit by this, or perhaps you yourself, drop a few hints and have a voucher to come on one of our experiences. They'll be starting in March, and they'll make wonderful presents for Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, Easter. But get in soon, because I think they're going to be very popular. But one other quick thing. Of course, I said to you last week about raining cats and dogs, and I told you this week I would tell you all about it. Well, of course, nobody believes that at any time chihuahuas and tabby cats fell from the sky. Far from it, but thank heavens it wasn't St. Bernards. But in actual fact, this comes from the late medieval period. And at that time, the drains on the roads were not as good as ours, and people didn't have the sort of waterproof clothing that we have today. So when it rained heavy, their clothes, being wool cloth, got sodden wet and very smelly, and of course the streets would flood. So when it came to rain heavy in the towns, they'd all quickly dive for cover. After one such torrential downpour, where the streets were running with water, when it had passed, somebody came out, had a look, and saw all sorts of dead bodies, cats and dogs, caught in the flash flood. Being a bit of a quick wit, they'd said, "Goodness me, it's rained that heavy it looks like it's rained, cats and dogs." Now, of course, they travelled on to a neighbouring village. The weather came up, because we Brits have always loved talking about the weather. And of course, rain? Oh, you should have been where I was last week. It looked like it had been raining cats and dogs. And at that point, a saying, an idiom, was born. And next week, I'll have something else for you. And of course, some lovely foods. In fact, I think I'll get Miss Hillary with the challenge of coming up with something savoury to go with this delicious Viscount tea. But I'm afraid today it's the chocolate cake that's going to win out. But I look forward to seeing you again, same time next week. And if you've got any comments or questions, don't be afraid to send them in. And also, have a look on our crowdfunding for both our experiences, because again, there's lots of opportunities for anyone that likes good food and a great experience. Well, until next week, I have a chocolate cake that's got my name on it. Bye-bye.